I would like to first of all say happy Memorial Day weekend, and I just wanted to give you guys a little bit information about the Camouflage bag here because of the Memorial Day weekend. Okay, so I'm not going to go that deep into details because I want to save this for another day. I wanted to add a cute little fluffy something to put on it, so I didn't really want to show this one for you guys today. It's a monogram and a camouflage mix. And the designer of this bag was a Japanese designer, of course, that Marc Jacobs brought into a collaboration back in like 2003. And they wanted to revamp something with the Louis Vuitton brand for their spring-summer fashion wear. And so during that time, the Japanese designer, I think his name is, Takashi, he worked with Marc Jacobs to come up with a beautiful painted canvas. That's why the bag is slightly shiny like this. And you know what? One of the designers, or one of our top people out there in the music industry, Kanye West, he collaborated with this designer as well, this Japanese designer. That's why Kanye, some years ago, was always carrying the camouflage. That's where that came from. You know, he has a pretty good style sense. So, but anyway, this is what this bag is about. And this is the 35, this is the Speedy 35. And the guy also did the multicolor. He did the cherry blossoms. He did some of the panda, a lot of the artwork that's on some of the limited edition. Takashi did a lot of that design. He's really amazing. He's really fabulous. I don't know why they parted ways, but that's why we can't just buy these bags brand new anymore. But at least we're left with this. Now, I'm not going to go into too much more details about this bag other than give you a little bit idea of the pricing. This bag ranges from high 1300 up and up from there. It just varies, and I know it started out initially roughly between 3,000 and 5,000. So, but anyway, that's this bag. I'm going to remove the bag from the counter because why we're even set up in the kitchen today, because I would like for you guys to hang out with me to make a type of an espresso, cappuccino, or whatever. That's what I'm going to do for today while I'm relaxing, and I'm sure you guys are going to relax today as well. So let me get ready to get started. Remove this. We're going to make a cappuccino today, which is based off an espresso with the GAGGIA Platinum Vision today. I'm going to turn it on. It's going to be a little bit noisy because the first thing that this particular semi-automatic machine does is it starts running a rinse cycle. So you're going to hear that shortly, and then I would stop a little bit, come back, and show you the steps in making the cappuccino. Okay, I'm going to get ready to turn it on. Give me a sec. There's a button on the side here that I did not push. So it's warming up. It's warming up right now. And this, you guys, like I said, is a semi-automatic, which they also say that it works similar to an automatic, a super automatic. The difference is a super automatic is simply one button. Everything you do from the turn on to programming and everything is just one button. This one, you do turn it on, or you can program it to turn itself on, but to make a cappuccino or something like that, you would need to take steps like to physically move the cup and do your frothing. A super automatic is simply one button. Everything pretty much does with the machine. You don't move the cup at all. So this is a rinse cycle that is running. And you're going to see whatever leftover residue a little bit in the coffee machine, it rinses itself out. And the GAGGIA Platinum Vision just ran a rinse cycle. And I did purchase this particular machine from Whole Latte Love and the one next to me, the FrancisFrancis FrancisFrancis X as in X-ray 1. That's what this one is. And this is more of a manual machine. This one is amazing too. This one really makes amazing espressos. Now this, like I said, we just ran a rinse cycle for this. And this machine here, it has a lift on it. You press a button here and you can get your espresso cups closer or lower depending on it, because espressos usually, it requires a shorter distance to run the actual espresso because of the way that the actual coffee is brewed. So here is a lift. I'm going to take this down. And this is a little bit cloudy because this is simply a rinse of anything that's inside pushing through the machine at all. It pushes all of that out. So that will not be in my coffee when I make my cappuccino. So I'm going to get ready to get a fresh cup and start with the cappuccino. Give me a second. Okay, the Platinum Vision here, it has this sprout here that has the double parts down here for the espresso. You can have 2 cups at one time. And that's why I put these little cups here to show you that you can run it like this. And it has the double sprout on each side. The adjustable in the different strength that you may want for your espresso is adjusted here, and actually touch button for the actual machine to adjust your strength and how hot you may want your espresso. So I just wanted to show you that that's why this, if you can see that it has a double sprout there for the 2 espressos at once. So you can do a double shot. Now lift this back down because I'm going to use a fresh glass like this because I'm going to make my cappuccino and everything in here, and I'm going to need more space because of course you add milk. So I'm going to need more space. Or I could have just done it in these tiny little espresso cups and then just poured it into a larger cup. But to keep from handling it too much with the air and cooling it off, I'll just do it with that one. So I will remove these 2. But for this one, first thing I'm going to do is add some type of I like the caramel or chocolate in the bottom of my espresso, but I'm going to use today the caramel. And this is what I do. I usually get a couple of these, maybe 3 of the caramel here. Put this back. And that's in the bottom. There's a little bit of caramel. Just have that waiting there because this is once I program the espresso, it's already preset for the way I like it in the machine itself. Like I said, this is touch screen. But the first thing I do usually is froth my milk. That's what this stainless steel little cup is for. I'm going to get some milk and froth my milk here before I run my espresso because I don't want it to start cooling. And just for the record, the top of this machine also is a warming space up here. This is where my beans go here. My beans are here, and this is also a grinder on here. It's already a grinder in this machine. Everything goes here. My beans are here. For this, there's a part on top that you can't see, but that's for the ground coffee. I could put ground coffees in here, in this little space. I know you can't see it from the angle, but this takes ground coffee and beans. And I use different type of beans, typically medium roast, because the really dark roast, a lot of them are too oily. Never, never, ever put really oily beans in these semi or super automatic machines. It would ruin your machine. Never use really oily beans. So that being said, I'm going to go get some milk, and I'm going to put it here in my little stainless steel little baby here. So let me get some milk. And here's just 2% milk that I'm going to use. And you know what? I fill this roughly at, you see how this is pointed at this end to pour from the sprouts there? I fill it a little bit at the bottom of that groove That's how much milk I usually add in there. So I'm going to set this down so I can put the milk back in the fridge. Okay, I have my milk at about this point. In this, I think this is a smaller one of the stainless steel cups. They have larger ones, but I got the smallest one. And I'm going to froth my milk here using this wand here. I'm going to froth my milk. It's going to be a little bit noisy, but I just wanted to show you guys how I do this. First of all, the first thing I do, I move the things I'm going to use to the side. I get the cup that was here initially, what I consider a dirty cup. I use that just to clean out the steam wand first. What this is doing is releasing the water that's in the steam wand first. If you can see a little bit of water coming out, I don't want water that much in my coffee, in my espresso. So I let it run out a little bit until steam pushes through. And then I turn it back off. There's a knob on the side here. You know what? I'll show you this really quickly. This machine here, the GAGGIA, it sits on a Lazy Susan, and that's why it turns like this. And here's where my water container goes. I step back this way. It's on this side. Wait a minute.
It's easier if you're on the other side.
Here it is. My water, and I usually just fill it here. This is filtered water here at my sink. This one is filtered. So I fill it like that. And I put this back in the side. And this particular side is where the coffee grinds and things like that go in here. With any water that's left over from the rinse, I just pour it out in the sink like that. And I keep this here. And this side has my brew group here. And I don't know how much you can see, but that's what's on this side. And I can remove it and rinse it out weekly, but I pretty much do it every maybe 2 cups of coffee. And I put this back in there. Well, I can even close this first. The door closes there. Put that back. Turn it back around. Now I'm going to froth the milk. If it gets too noisy, Alexa's going to shut me off. So it's going to start frothing. It's going to start, the steam is going to start coming through. And it shouldn't be extremely noisy doing this to know that you're doing a pretty good job. So that's what I'm doing now, is frothing, which is, warming the milk and having a little bit of a look like it's going to look sort of like whipped cream or something, if it's frothed completely correct. And you pretty much warm it to touch, but I could take a lot more. So mine, it gets overheated sometimes. You try not to overheat your milk because milk can burn. You try not to overheat it. It's pretty hot now. So I'm going to turn the steamer off. Remove this. First thing you do is have something close by to clean off the steam wand. You don't want it to start just cooking on there, on the wand. And then I go back and grab that same cup I had and release any little bit of milk that may have gotten sucked up in the wand. I'll release it like that. And I also take this off and clean it. I'll just do that shortly. Now remember I put the caramel in there. I put this back. Okay, now I'm going to get ready to do my double shot. And I simply press my espresso button. I press it twice because this is touch. And now you're going to see it brewing in here. My milk is here, and I just shift my milk around a little bit while I'm waiting. I could have added the milk in there as well. I just usually do it this way. And that is a double. I like to have a double for the 8-ounce glass. cup there. So my milk is still warm in here, waiting to be added. And this one shows on the screen as it's filling. That's it's grinding the beans and everything in here, because remember this has its own grinder made in the machine. That's what you're hearing. And this is a double espresso that I'm working with. I should have shown it with the milk in the cup and then shown how pretty it looks when it separates. It's almost done. I know you can't see it that well, but it's filling up on the screen. I'm looking at the cups getting full on the screen. Now it's ready. So I take this away and I just start adding my milk. I can't do artwork yet. And there, no, we set it here.
Yes, so you can set it over there.
And there's my cappuccino. Beautiful. Now rinse out my things here. Take the time to rinse everything. You don't want to leave milk in any product, anything. You don't want to leave any milk. I rinse that. I take the wand here off. I'll show you again. I remove this. Remove this. I've already done it. I rinse the inside because there's a little hole inside of here. Inside of this part, I wipe this down, the bottom of everything, I wipe it down, I put this back. There's a tiny little hole on this, on the wand. It's a really tiny hole where air pushes through to warm the milk. So I put this back on there. Put that back. Keep everything really neat and clean. Then I come over here. Get one of my little stir sticks there. Stir up the caramel is on the bottom. So I give it a little bit of a stir like that on the bottom. And I taste. Whew, so good. There is my cappuccino. And you know what? I can do the same. I can make the same beautiful drink on here. This now for the FrancisFrancis X, as in X1, is here. And like I said, this one is manual. It takes a portafilter. This one, I believe, is a 57. They're usually, a lot of them, a standard is 58 centimeters. This one, I believe, is a 57. It comes with the baskets, the different type of baskets for putting the coffee grinds in here. This is my coffee grinder here. This is an Infinity. What is it? Capresso Infinity. This particular one is. This one is really good. This grinder. This one you need a tamper. I bought the stainless steel because it's a little bit heavier, and you know you put this inside of your portafilter and you press the coffee grinds really tight. That's what, then you put this under the machine here. Okay, it fits under here, the portafilter fits up under the machine here, and you pull it tight with coffee grinds inside of it. After you've tempered the coffee grinds inside the portafilter, you put it here, and that's how you brew your espresso through here. But I'll show you that, guys, on another day. And you put your little cups. This one also takes a double. It can do a double shot at once because I'm using the double little parts on the double sprouts on the bottom of the portafilter. I'm using a double, so 2 shots come out at the same time under here. But I will show you guys that one another day. Let me grab my cappuccino. I'm done with this. Oh, nice. Now this is the way to spend a Memorial Day weekend. And let me reiterate about the giveaway. First of all, I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I did, but I'm guessing you guys know that you need to at least be 18 years of age, because I never would like to send mail to a minor. I just can't do that. I would never mail anything to a minor. So if someone has entered the giveaway, what you could do is send me evidence of some guardian or your parents or something to let them know that it's okay to have something sent, because I can't do that. I can't do that, disrespect anyone's parent, any parents or anything like that, mailing things to children. I just can't do that. So I'm guessing everyone is of age. I just had to say that. And so, like I said, the winner will still be announced on Mother's Day, May 8th, and I will give them time to contact me, because someone may be out of town or whatever, but I'm going to need a valid email address, and I will have to check it to make sure it's valid, just because the system, the way Google and everything works, it would just push it out, and I need to make sure the address is valid. Then from there, I'm going to need a valid, of course, actual mailing address to send the Dynair airbrush system to the winner. So that's been said, I hope everything is pretty clear about that. If you guys have any questions about anything, put it in the comments and I will address your comment. So for today, I think that's about it. I want the focus today to be mostly on the Memorial Day for all of these military families and things, because I have a huge military family as well. And I would like to just say thank you for all of them, to all of you for watching. Thanks for all of our military. And today we need to, of course, just pay tribute to the people that have unfortunately passed and things like that. I think some people get a little bit confused on Memorial and Veterans Day. Veterans Day is simply the people that served, and the memorial is in, remembering the people that have served. And it's like putting, what do? Do flowers and things on their grave sites for today. So I didn't want to take too much away from that, even though I went into so much detail about this coffee. But you guys, I love cappuccino, and I wanted you guys to enjoy that with me. So that's it for today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.